Afternoon, guys. Afternoon, guys. Hope everyone's well. It feels good. A good victory yesterday. We're here for the preview show. Leeds coming up. We're going to get straight into this. I've got a great cast coming for you today. Yes. Afternoon, people. Afternoon. It's the day after the night before. Great victory, Arsenal versus West Ham. It's like you said, on a good, getting that form going again. Couple of W's. It's looking good. It's looking good. I've got a star-studded cast with me today. First, we're gonna go to the Aussie Gooner. How you keeping, bro?
Oh man, I'm bouncing. I'm bouncing. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling sharp. I'm feeling wonderful. How about yourself, bro?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. Like as I said, I went to the game yesterday. It was a really enjoyable game to watch. Never really felt under much pressure. It was a good game to watch. Yeah, I was impressed. So, but I'm not gonna focus on me right now because somebody's kicking off a storm on Twitter, and I want him to explain
Mm.
himself. Mr. Silver Fox, do you care
Yeah,
to
yeah, yeah, yeah.
elaborate what's going on your Twitter right now?
No. Listen, it was
Mm.
one of those, where it was a good performance all round. Everyone on the pitch played well, and
Mm.
it was one of those where you forget about some of the players, what some of the players done, and I didn't want to give everyone sevens. Do you know what I mean? So it was, but I'll have to watch it again. See, it's games like that you got to watch again because the performance was so good. Go watch it again, reevaluate, and do you know what? Maybe my scores would change, but the one I'm getting the most heat for is Ben White. I've gave him a 6, and the more I think about it,
You
he
you,
probably
you
was better than
deserve
Gabriel because I gave Gabriel 7.
you
So
deserve to get everything you get at this moment
yeah,
in
Yeah,
time,
I,
mate.
I'm
man.
I'm
That is
getting murdered.
pure. That is pure agenda driven for
No,
your love
I think it was
for
the
your
Xhaka
love for
thing that
Rob
was the most
Holding.
agenda-driven thing because I gave Xhaka a 5, and
Uh,
I scored him down
mate,
for that pass. They know the part when he only passed to Bowen,
yeah,
and
yeah,
luckily Ramsdale saved it. That
yeah.
stuck in my head.
The
So
thing is, you're gonna do that.
listen,
You're gonna have
it's
to
one of those
penalise
ones. You just
Ødegaard
got
as
to look
well.
back. You
But
know what I
if you
mean?
were doing that, you got to penalise Ødegaard as well because he gave a horrid one
Yeah,
to Bowen
that
at
that 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 pass
Ramsdale.
from Ødegaard was square. It was
Yeah.
fucking across the box. That was friggin' suicide, mate.
However, you can see Xhaka didn't want the ball off him. Like he didn't create no angle for him to pass to him.
Uh-uh.
But I do not. Everyone knows my feelings towards a certain player. I'm disappointed in you, Silver Fox. I really am because even I would have scored Xhaka a 7 for the game yesterday.
Mm.
Um, no one should score below a 7.
No,
West
no,
Ham
you're right. You're
are
right.
a very good team. And I think Moyes' interview yesterday summed up how good Arsenal were because he didn't even moan about the red card or the penalty. He just said we was terrible. Like, and I don't think it's a case of West Ham were that bad. I think
Mm.
Arsenal made them poor yesterday. We made them look poor. Um, all around the pitch and said that game, like I think the person lowest rating would have been Ødegaard for me. And he didn't
Yeah,
do anything
yeah.
bad, but it was just he just didn't impose himself on the game.
Yeah. Mm.
Whereas I think the big concern we had in the preview was Granit Xhaka and Partey against Souček and Declan Rice, and they dealt with them. Like I didn't see them. Do you know what I mean?
Nah.
Even set pieces, I wasn't even really too worried, and
Yeah.
that was what was scaring me was throw-ins and corners. So I think me and Aussie Gooner are on the same wavelength here. Tony, mate, you need to go on Twitter and apologise.
Yeah,
You're
bro.
bringing down the
Yeah, man.
armory.
Yeah, bro. This is
You're-
shambolic, man. You better hang your head in
yeah,
shame, mate. Like seriously, hang your head in
I'll
shame,
I'll
mate.
just
Like
call it a
seriously.
play, man. I'm just trying to rope some people in, you know.
yeah. No,
But,
Yeah,
don't
you,
break
you, you're
it.
getting the wrong people in, bro. Like, come
yeah,
on, man.
I
Like,
know.
I think this is the
Listen,
thing.
I'm getting crucified enough. Let's just go on to the
gloves
the
are off,
game
mate.
that
You
Yeah.
know, I'm only going on about it so much. So I didn't get to do a reaction, so I want to talk about the game. But no,
Well,
as
yeah,
I
I
said,
did want to ask you. You were there yesterday,
yeah.
so obviously we all saw it on the box. But what was it like being there?
Do you know what? It was the atmosphere was really good. Arsenal fans. One thing I do say, we need some new chants. I think we need one for Arteta, regardless of what people think about him. It's quite. Do you know what I mean? You sit at the stadium and it's a lot about Tottenham, which is fine.
Mm.
Um,
It does annoy me though.
The Smith Rowe and Saka one rings round a lot, but apart from that, it's just like we had one for Ramsdale, one for Tomiyasu, and it's like we need one is needed for Arteta. Whatever you think of him, when he gets it right and you perform like that, he needs a something. Do you know what I mean? So whoever makes up these chances, give something for Arteta, because actually we've got to start believing and getting behind them. We are doing what we need to do in a lot of the games. We're gonna mess up one or two along the way, but on a whole, we need to get behind them a little bit more, I feel. So that was my only take. But yeah, actually at the game, the guys performed.
Just refer back to Gunner King's speech.
yeah, we need to get that out there before every game. The tannoy that needs to come on. But no, I was really impressed with Arsenal yesterday. Again, this is another big test, a bit like the Leicester one, but I think with this one we controlled the whole night. Yeah, it did help with the red card. But one thing I did notice, when they got the guy sent off, we had 2 goal kicks quite soon after each other, and Ramsdale went long both times, and Arteta absolutely blistered him. And was saying, listen, use the man advantage. We were brave when they had 11, so why are we now going long ball? And you saw Ramsdale, he's walking out his goal. You can see him going back and forth with Arteta, and then in the end, he looked away, and then he just kind of put his thumb up to say, all right, I get you. And from that moment, we then started playing again, and we then, was very comfortable. And Smith Rowe doing what he had to do to just kind of ease a bit of tension that was starting to build a little bit. And yeah, it's a really good performance. And yeah, the fans, we fed off their energy. Do you know what I mean? But from minute 1 to the 90th, we controlled that game. Like, I think West Ham, 1 shot on target, maybe?
Yeah.
I remember.
It was literally 1 shot on target the whole.
Ødegaard gave them, isn't Ødegaard with a bad back pass to Bowen?
It was Xhaka. Yeah.
No, it was Ødegaard. Ødegaard passed it. Yeah, Ødegaard passed to Xhaka. Xhaka had one, but they didn't have don't think they hit the target from that shot. And then Ødegaard.
I'm giving Xhaka a 7 now, by the way.
I
think 7.
Ødegaard gave it away. I think Bowen had the shot, and that was a good save from Ramsdale, man. That's another photo.
Because it took a deflection off Gabriel as well, didn't it? So
yeah, it come off his. I think it come off his calf. Come off his calf a bit, but Ramsdale still handled it.
Yeah. So yeah, I think Tony's come off camera to do and change his ratings.
Yeah, he better do that. You better do that now, man. Yeah, you better fix that up. Oh no, he's back. It was a quick one. Well done.
It was a lightning issue.
Yeah, bless him. So we're gonna get to some comments quickly, and then we're going to is it Saturday we're playing against Leeds?
Saturday evening, yeah.
And the only reason I don't know is because I'm taking Nigerians' advice, and there's 1 game at a time, so I'm not focused on the next one until the first one's finished.
Until now.
Our guy, Nigerian Englishman's son, he's in the comments again. This guy don't sleep. It doesn't matter if it's afternoon, daytime, Australian time. He is in the chat. So
loyal.
He is. He's there. Love. Nigerian Englishman's in the comments. He's talking to his son. Son should be in school, Nigerian. What's going on?
What are you doing
the panel? Pyro Destiny is here again. Love Pyro. Great content. James is saying Ødegaard can't get dropped. He was magnificent. We're going to talk about this shortly. Ødegaard was poor. Xhaka was shocking. Partey was better. Forwards were outstanding. What else are we saying? It's 2021 and we're still having this Pele and Martinelli debate. This guy's hilarious, man.
Love it.
Oh, it's quality.
He's saying he's not in school because he's ill. Bless him. All right, I hope you're good. Well wishes. You obviously caught your dad's COVID he had not so long ago. So, well wishes to you. I know you're not ill, but yeah, no. So first, we'll get into the Leeds game. The Ødegaard thing. Does he get dropped? Does Smith Rowe play, or does Ødegaard start? Views on yesterday's performance on Ødegaard, and then going into this weekend, does he start? And actually, let's talk about the games before, because he scored 3 and 3 before this game, didn't he? So, Aussie, we're going to you first. What's your thoughts on Ødegaard?
Look, Ødegaard's got goals in him. The West Ham game, he was a little bit non-existent. Now, it's a tough call to make, and I know he scored a fair few goals. He has been in half-decent form, but Emil Smith Rowe was in form up until the injury. I mean, that gave us a chance with Martinelli, and I've been screaming that I wanted ESR as the number 10, so I want ESR as the number 10 because that's what I want, and I know he can sit in the number 10 because it's his natural position. Every time ESR gets on the pitch, you see him just gravitate to the middle. And once he does, he opens play up. He's always in the middle of the box to get a goal. Naturally, he wants to be there. So I honestly think it's the Leeds game. Let's put Emil Smith Rowe in there. Let's do a rotation. Get him in there. You got Ødegaard on the bench and hey, look, 65 minutes, 65, 70 minutes, switch back after Ødegaard, let him finish the game off. Let the young guns take this game towards Leeds. I want Martinelli, Saka, and Emil Smith-Rowe with Lacazette in front with that link-up play. And I've been wanting that from the get-go.
Yeah, I'm liking that. Silverfox, I'm about to call you Smith-Rowe. Silverfox, what's your thoughts on the Ødegaard situation? Does ESI come in, or do you go Ødegaard again? And I'm going to give you go first. You go.
Well, listen, as much as I love Smith-Rowe, I want to see him start every game. I think we should just start how we did yesterday. Because for me, Smith-Rowe brings you that different energy in comparison to what Ødegaard would give you when he comes off the bench. It gives you a bit more energy, gives you a bit more pace to the game. And I mean, look, he took that on his left yesterday.
Confidence to do that as well, because he had 3 options to pass.
He looked 2-footed, didn't he? Both-footed,
Yeah.
And and you got to keep Martinelli on, so you can't really start him on the left because Martinelli. I mean, I don't think he's injured. I think he's just cramped up, didn't he?
No, he did take a hit. Yeah, I think he might be cramped, but he did take a hit just before he came off.
I would start the same, and then Emil Smith-Rowe when he comes on 60, 65, it gives you that. It gives you that energy, especially going to a place like Ellen Road as well.
Yeah, I'm going to get to this comment here because I agree with James, and I'll give some context to it. Ødegaard was non-existent. Someone said he was non-existent, so James is questioning that. He made so many tackles and touches yesterday. I don't know what game you were watching. His pressing game is immense. And one thing I will say about the game yesterday, watching it, so we was behind the West Ham goal in the first half, and you saw the first 5-10 minutes where they were playing out from the back. Declan Rice was dropping into a pocket, and he got on the ball twice and gave 2 lovely diagonal balls. And obviously, we've seen how Arsenal press. Ødegaard will go to one centre back, Lacazette will go to the other. So when they were splitting wide, Declan Rice was dropping in, and you can see both of them looking, thinking, and it happened twice. And from that moment, you saw Ødegaard and Lacazette talking, and what they did is they didn't press the centre back as hard, but they almost, either of them had the job to do on Declan Rice. It was actually, we're not going to let you play out. We're going to let it go to Diop or whoever the centre back was, other centre back,
and let the ball drop to them so we can pressure them.
Yeah.
Get a mistake out of them.
And then what it was, then you saw them start pulling Xhaka to say, come a bit closer to us. And what it ended up doing is West Ham were keeping it, but they were dropping back 5 yards deeper. So they would get a certain distance, they would go back to the keeper, they would come back, and all of a sudden you saw us just adapt the press a little bit, and it made such a difference. So not saying Smith-Rowe can't do that, but that's one thing. So as much as Ødegaard might not be as effective on the ball, he did have a couple of nice little touches in the final third when balls were getting wrapped into him, and he dropped him off to Laka, or he gave one to
Saka,
Xhaka, I think.
Yeah, even Saka, 1-2 with Saka that opened up to Xhaka. Yeah, well, look, I'm not knocking Ødegaard. I'm just saying that we've got a player like Emil Smith-Rowe who sits in that position easily. We've got a game like Leeds now, which I'm not saying there's any easy games, but if we're going to try this out, what better team to do it against than Leeds, who have just been smashed 7?
Yeah, they should.
Does that slightly worry you a bit though? They obviously got absolutely annihilated by City.
I think the thing with
do you feel bad for them?
We've been on the receiving end of them. I think the thing with Leeds, isn't it, and Bielsa, they have their way of playing. They don't really adapt it. Teams have been called, well, pundits have been saying for years, Leeds need to do something defensively, and they don't change. They're going to come at you. Again, games like Chelsea, it's 3-2. They come off with a lot of respect, and they go to City, and they get absolutely pumped. But I think if we're defensively strong enough, we should have enough. And again, this might be what we need for an away game. With a team who's going to be a bit more expansive, and we can actually try and, play our football and impose ourselves on them, not being overly confident. Because again, on another day, if Leeds catch you and they're in red hot form, they're a problem. But defensively, I think we should be able to kind of get at them. And again, the question we're asking today is a nice discussion to have. It's a bit like the left back one, where you're not arguing who starts because somebody's been playing badly. Actually, you're arguing who starts because you've got players in hot form, and any one of them can start. So, yeah, I think Ødegaard would probably a little bit of credit in the bank for the previous 3 games where he might get the start. But again, Smith-Rowe coming off the bench, and what he's done is said, in that 20 minutes you've given me, listen, I'm chomping and I need to be starting again. So, and Saka was hot yesterday, first half. Jesus.
They couldn't do nothing, man. They couldn't do nothing.
And you're not watching the game again up in there. We was quite high, so sometimes you can see more when you're higher up. every time he got the ball, somebody had to come across and double up. And there was again, being there live, you saw it was Fornals one stage. He was up high up the pitch and he turned and thought, sugar. And he dug in to get back and double up. He probably didn't say sugar, he probably said something a bit different.
Yeah, it would have been something different.
Yeah, if you saw the energy he put in to try and make sure he doubled up, because he knew if Saka punished Masuaku there, he's going to get it, because that was his role to do it. He had to be there to double up. And again, I was with Jordan, and you know what me and him are like, we started getting tactical. So we made a mission like, let's see how many people double up on Saka. And Declan Rice done it at times. There's one stage where no one was able to get out to him, and Diop came over to double up. So throughout the game, he had 4 different players who had to come out to double up on him, and he was still getting joy. Like the guy, I really appreciate it. It made me realize, I know how good he is, but watching him live, sometimes you realize actually how good this boy is. At 20 years, was he 21? Like we've got a real talent there. Like do you know what I mean? Where teams are now coming and saying, you've got to double up on him. Like, don't matter, you're an attacking midfielder, but actually you get back in there and help out your left back. Like, it shows how good he is. And yeah, I keep saying he needs to rest one game, but I don't want to see it. So actually let him go.
I don't think anyone wants to see it. I don't think anyone wants to see him rest, because to be perfectly honest, the impact that he had against West Ham, all they could do is foul him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like every other team, it was fouling. But the problem was they knew if they fouled, there's a card, and then it's all over on that left-hand side, and he gets to have fun all day. So it's like we're running out of options here.
Yeah. And again, by doubling up on him, it means someone else has got space somewhere else on the pitch, isn't it?
Exactly.
So
exactly.
And I think this game might be perfect built for him, because I don't think Leeds are a team who will set up defensively to say we've got to nullify him. I think they're just going to come into it, and whoever your left back is, deal with him. So he might get a lot of joy out there. And I think what it showed to me as well is how ineffective Pepe can be sometimes. And not want to kind of go into a negative thing, but Pepe's held that right-hand side for a long time, and yes, the odd game he kills a left back, but it's something a bit more direct with Saka. Every time he gets it, it's fans are doing this, ready, thinking, what's he going to do next? Whereas Pepe doesn't always give me that 1 minute. Do you know what I mean? He's sometimes quite lethargic in how he plays, isn't it? He does slow it down.
He doesn't want to take on a man. He doesn't want to take. If there's 2 players on him, Pepe loses the ball. Saka, 2 players on him, he's thinking, I'm going to give this a go.
Yeah.
I'm going to give this a go and see if we can take him. Yeah.
The confidence is crazy. Yeah.
I swear, man.
And we know what happened. We all know what happened with Pepe the last time he played at Ellen Road as well.
Oh yeah, he got into the fight. Yeah, that's one thing I do want. Who was that? What was the player he was fighting with? The blonde head, Alioski.
Alioski, that's it. Yeah.
Is he still there?
I think so. Do you know? I've just gone through their injury list.
Yeah,
and it makes a very positive reading for our side of things.
Yeah.
Rodrigo and Bamford are both injured.
That's good.
So that's both their attackers.
Perfect.
And Cooper and Calvin Phillips is out.
Ooh.
And they've also got 3 players that are questionable in Koch, Shackleton, and Strick.
Yeah, okay.
They're missing a lot of key players, and I think that explains why they did get a thump in the other night.
Yeah, and if they got no
that's why they're wounded.
Yeah,
let's get wounded, guys.
Let's get them. So yeah, let me keep going through the comments quickly, and then we'll wrap up. We've seen that one already. That Tierney shot was Gerrard-esque. Good save.
Oh yeah. Oh man. I saw that shot and I flipped out. I'm like, oh, it hits the bar, and I'm like, oh.
Then you see Fabianski had a hand to it and it was going in.
Yeah,
it was. Yeah, good save by Fabianski. Give him credit.
Yeah.
Well, we all know he's a good keeper.
Yeah, he's half decent. Yeah, not as good as Ramsdale, but.
Nah, of course not. Nigerian said Ødegaard doesn't play well away from home, so I'll be looking out for that. Because I haven't noticed it, but again, we'll see. So has anyone else noticed that? Is he the new Ozil? Doesn't play good away from home?
I wouldn't say that.
Nigel's on my side. He knows the number 10 should be ESR. He knows, bro. He knows, bro.
Yeah, he's there. James was saying, obviously sticking up for Ødegaard a bit, but he said he doesn't mind ESR starting. And Nigerian son said the same thing, doesn't mind either starting. Pyro's Destiny, by all metrics, ESR has 4 goals, 2 assists, and is an elite forward. Best player at the club by a mile. Wow. Passing, pressing, key passes. He cannot.
I agree with him. I think he's our main man, you know.
He's special. But we got, at the moment, it's like, what's nice is we're not reliant on ESR producing. Like last year, it was very much heavy on Saka. If it wasn't Saka doing anything, is what we was doing. Again, I think there's calls for Lacazette to be man of the match yesterday.
My review, guys, man of the match, Lacazette. Work rate, link up play.
Yeah, he was good. And again, some people will say Saka. Again, another great performance from him.
Yeah.
I just want to say he missed a penalty on purpose. You know, we were on our morals. We didn't want to have any cheap penalties given
Yeah,
us.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. It was quite cheap.
He got
yeah.
caught. He did get caught, and it wasn't. I don't
Yeah.
think it was a penalty, but you know, I think he felt a little bit sorry for him. So I thought, you know, I know which way Fabianski's going to go, so I'll go down that side.
Yeah, that's it. It's fair enough.
The big performances yesterday, it really was.
One of the boys.
So yeah, just make sure you guys were subscribing, smashing the like button, and keeping the comments going because you're keeping us alive and going. It's brilliant. Pyro not by a mile. Not sure what that referred to. For
That'd
me,
be ESR.
Oda ESR as an 8. Go out attack.
No. ESR's not an 8, mate. The best you can do is try and get Oda as an 8, and I've been saying that for a while. You could probably use Ødegaard as an 8, but you know what? I wouldn't have honestly. I was thinking that at the start, and I said we could try that, but I hate to say
I think ESR could play. The only reason I say I'll play ESR deeper sometimes is I want my best player on the ball as much as possible and affecting the game, and that's why sometimes I would play him deeper because there's some games where them boys at the top don't get a sniff, and it's like actually sometimes you've got to get them on, and that's why Laka will sometimes come deep to get on the ball, let me get involved. So, but again, I think there's nothing wrong with what we've been doing recently. Like, let's not upset it, let's not change it. Let's stay with how we are. I'm not Xhaka's biggest fan. Xhaka starts again for me against Leeds until he does something wrong now or has a real bad game. I don't change anything. Like again, you know,
the most due one, though, isn't he?
He is, but until he does it, like I said, for me, I'm going to be positive going into it. I'm not going to be looking for that bad performance. Actually, if it happens, it happens. But at the moment, like, unfortunately for ESR, he had an injury which has put him on the bench, and he's got to fight his way back in. And without European football, it's very hard for some of these boys to stake a claim. So, but we'll see what happens. Saka was walking his dog, Masuaki, yesterday. Yeah, he had him when he flicked it over him. That one, Masuaki.
There was no Chelsea madness there. No Chelsea madness.
Yeah, he dealt with him. By a mile, not only at eye test, the stats comparison versus the rest of the forwards. I think that's him talking about ESR being our best player. Ødegaard faded in the second half, but he played well first half and has been scoring. But ESR maybe should come in for next game against Leeds. We need a ball carrier in that game. Again, these are nice discussions to be had.
My man.
ESR's 89 passing accuracy, madness, 6 goals, 2 assists, 3 key passes, best dribbling accuracy, best shot accuracy.
I don't even have to be here.
Yeah, these guys, let the comments go.
Just for the comments. Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about, boys. You feel me?
Yeah, Nigerian, he's been singing for Martinelli for a time, and I've been the one that's been batting it, saying I haven't seen enough. And to be fair, with Nigerian, you might have got this one right. We're not sleeping on his first touch and his goal. Brilliant goal.
It was so on yes, wasn't it?
Oh, I lost my shit on Insta. Yeah. That reel is there. Check it out. Me losing my crap. What does he have to do to get a game?
Yeah. And fair play to him. He's taking the opportunity. The nutmeg was outrageous as well, man. That was nasty. That was nasty. You didn't need to do that to a man whose head's down.
That was filth, mate.
He should have loved to see.
He should have got a yellow card for that one. He should have got a yellow. That's not nice. That's not
the guy's he's cooked. Like seriously, he's so cooked. It was horrible.
Yeah.
What do you do? He'll never live it down.
Once Saka shoots out his shooting, it'll be world class. It will come with time. Next summer, when we add a winger to this mix, options are brazy. Again, we've got European football. I'm going to say we've got Champions League football as well. We need rotation. So it's not about being happy with what we got. We do need to bring someone else into that because, again, I do think Pepe will be off. James wants to add a left winger and a right winger next summer. These comments are going on for ages. More just keep popping up. We're going to stop there on the comments. Wait.
We're reading comments all
actually, this one, Nigerian Sun, we can't play Xhaka versus Leeds. They are good with the press and he's slow. Not a bad shout, actually. We'll see. But I don't think this would be one for experimenting with Smith Rowe or Ødegaard in that position. No. I think if you take Xhaka out, it's then got to be Sambi coming in.
You need to keep moving.
Yeah.
Because Partey has been here, and honestly, I think maybe Jack is stabilising him a bit right now.
Yeah, Partey, that was the best I've seen Partey in a while. And again, some of the Partey criticism hasn't been for something. I think it's just been the sloppiness of his passing was what winds me up with Partey. So I think another partner doesn't really sort that. I think he just done the simple well. And what he did do really well was he transitioned the ball. There was a lot of times the balls got played into him and he gave it round the corner passes. And Ødegaard and Saka gave him a lot of options for that. They made space for him and allowed him to play forward. So yeah, that helped. But right, we got about 2 minutes left before we wrap up. So first things first, Aussie, we're going to go with you. Can we get your starting 11 And can we also get your score prediction really quickly? You've got 30 seconds.
Okay, starting 11 is much of the same, except Ødegaard benched and ESR starts. Score prediction, I'm thinking it's going to be a 3-1 Arsenal.
Nice. And SilvaFox, you starting 11 and score prediction?
I'm going the same 11 as yesterday. Same 11. I won't have Emil Smith-Rowe in just yet, like I said before. He'll come on and I think he'll come on and score. This is what he does. I'm going to go. Do you know what? I think this. I've been saying 4-0 for a few weeks, apart from the last game where I said 1-1. But I can actually see this one being a 4-0. I can see a clean sheet. Leeds are missing some very, very important players going forward and in midfield, especially Calvin Phillips. It's going to be a huge miss for them. So I think, I'm going to go for a 4-0.
Decent. 4, that's bold, man. So I'm cheating. I'm not going to lie to you. In terms of my team, we've got Leeds next in 3 or 4 days. We got Sunderland, then we got Norwich. So I'm going strong this game. So I'm not changing anything. I'm going Ødegaard instead of Smith-Rowe. I'm also going to go strong against Sunderland with then the rest against Norwich to go strong against Wolves because we've got Wolves 2 games after Norwich. So there's
Rest
got to be
against
some
Norwich.
rotation because we've got Wolves 2 days later. So if we go full 11 against Norwich, we then got 2 days rest. We've got 2 days to our next game. So I think you go strong this game, you go strong Sunderland, you then rest against Norwich, and then you go strong again against Wolves because that's the bigger. Yeah, so I'm cheating. I'm looking at our fixtures, so I cheated. But I'm going to go 3-0. We're going to keep a clean sheet again. And there's something to be said. 2 games, 5 goals scored, 0 goals conceded. Again, this is what you build off, isn't it? So, hopefully that kick. I think that Everton game is another kick at the backside, which we got against Crystal Palace. So it's, again, if we
you need those games in the season, if you're going to finish well, you need them.
Yeah, and again, I think if you can keep going, win every game until the Man City game, again, like we did against Liverpool, it gives you a free hit where fans say, actually, we've done what we had to do in the games. We've got the points in the bank. If we lose that one, so be it. Let's just get back on a run again. So, guys, that's been a great preview show. Thanks for tuning in, guys. In the comments, it's been brilliant. Make sure you keep commenting even when we come off. Get your starting 11s in there. Get to Tony's Twitter. Give him a lot of abuse about them score rating.
Now.
Take the gloves off, man. Take the gloves off. Get in hard.
Get him.
Teach him a lesson.
West Ham have been fantastic. They beat Tottenham. They beat Liverpool. They beat Chelsea. And we made them look so subpar. It was unbelievable. So listen, credit where credit's due. Nobody scores less than a 7. Doesn't matter if you wasn't outstanding. Everyone done their jobs against a very physical team, and they didn't do anything. To be fair, we gave them their one chance because we felt sorry for them. So we are on a run at the moment. So get at Tony, absolutely murder him. I'm going to be in the comments cooking him as well. So guys, thank you very much for tuning in. Panel, lovely. Look forward to seeing you all Saturday. Come on, Arsenal, keep pushing.